It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent his messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the message, not to oppose. But by them understanding through those who have become Messiahs to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness. By giving will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to become arrogant in the power that you have understood and you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised, and this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees, that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look through our soul, we see nothing but we star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand. To be there, to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become. In being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle. Which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello and welcome everyone to the 163rd One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace on Tuesday, March 30th, 2021. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Education Department and part of the public teachings in English. My name is Rick Crammond. I'll be a host today along with John and Mark, and I'm going to play a disclaimer before we begin today's show, and let's put that in place here now, and then we'll begin the show.
Disclaimer. The information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GAN's processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
Okay, I think we're ready to begin today's show. Marie, are you there?
Yes, I am. Hello, everybody. I am Marie, and I am a Universal Council member for the Norwegian language. So, welcome to the One Planet, One Nation, One Race for World Peace. And I was thinking about what to start with, and I will say that we have entered such a exciting time on Earth. I think on the 21st of March, 2021. In my understanding, the Earth is flooded with the light from the Creator, which also can be called the Mitras or Mitra. And I found something interesting in the teachings, because we want to make heaven on earth. And what is heaven according to this knowledge? Heaven is the promised heaven is the point where we understand the existence and the true operation of the soul of the man itself. Isn't that interesting? So when we understand that we have a glowing sun in our body, in our brain, and when we learn to utilize its power to give us all we need and to make us travel the spans of the universe, that is heaven. I'm looking so forward to really understand the true operation of the soul of the man. And we have to enter through the gates to heaven. And what is those gates? Those gates are the knowledge. So this knowledge that Mr. Keshe is sharing so freely with us is giving us the opportunity to enter heaven on earth. And we live on this beautiful planet, and it is really heaven when we learn to conduct ourselves, because in heaven, everyone has to have correct conduct. And that is also something that we learn from Mr. Keshe. Okay, I will read these words, which is from I think, from the Charter of Humanity of the Universal Council. Through the beauty of the soul of diversity of the languages spoken on planet Earth, all souls are equal, and all are as creators, as they are created in the image of the Creator. And we are really, really blessed, I'm sure, Yes. So we have some wishes. Actually, we read them last time, but we do it again today. So if you can go to the next slide, Rick. And both these wishes are related to the KF TV, the new beautiful channel for us to spread the knowledge to all souls on planet Earth. And it's developing so beautifully, and it's just marvelous to see how beautiful it is in such a short time. So I'm very, very happy about that. So we, the Universal Council, call upon all souls in the language communities to become active and cooperate effortless to bring world peace for humanity through the tools of the KF TV channels. And I think that is developing very nicely. So much going on. And the next is, we, the Universal Council, wish for all the world leaders to sign the peace treaty on behalf of their nations live on TV or KF TV. So that is our wish, the Universal Council wish to bring in the world leaders. And as we know with the wishes, we are transferring our wishes to the soul of the man of these world leaders. So they have to obey their own soul of the man. And all souls wants peace. So there will be peace. And we're looking forward to see many, many world leaders and religious leaders and all people in power to sign the peace treaty. Thank you.
I am present.
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 Present.
I am present.
I am present.
So you start this video that we talked about, Rick?
You want the video now? Okay.
Yes.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. This is Stefania. I'm representing the Italian, I'm the Universal Council for the Italian language. And I'm very happy to be here. Thank you to be here, all of you. Very nice to be here with all of you today. Last week, we had the first day of the workshop on Keshe Foundation TV, and we broadcast it on live and also in YouTube. So we had both last week, so it was good. I'm here to present the World Peace Project, One City, One Center, the Universal Announcement Spaceship Unit. So as you can see in the picture is the LINS exhibition, where there are the announcement unit. There are actually spacecraft, spaceship, as many of you already know. And this already brings us to the new era, the plasma era, like we spoke last week and the many weeks before. As you listened the workshop, and for who didn't listen the workshop of last week, the 373, I really recommend you to go in and listen. It was very, very, I thought, I mean, personally to me, it was very super top workshop. Unfortunately, I go, if you hear someone snoring, is my dog. He's snoring in the background. So I apologize if you hear someone snoring. Yes, so last week, Mr. Keshe introduced again the 3 books that they will become bestseller because they will explain the truth of how the universe works. And that one is the base of our knowledge, is the base where we're going to start to learn how the universe works, and we start to have a better comprehension on what we're going to be able to do. As Mr. Keshe said, it's going to be beyond our imagination of what we be able to do once we all together, we working together to learn and practice and use the plasma technology. So as you know, this is a project for world peace. So what does it mean? It means that this is the technology, as you know, and we said this many times, is being given in exchange of peace. Yeah, what does it mean in exchange of peace? Is being given in exchange of peace because, as we said many times, the things that we'll be able to do with this technology is beyond our understanding right now. Definitely will come more and more clear as we're learning the basic and as we're learning the basic knowledge of space technology. So as Mary said, you know, we'll achieve paradise on Earth. So this is very, very good. It's brilliant, and you can see now already the transition going in a very positive way. Especially, we already know the 21st of March is considered the beginning of this new era. So we already started this process, but it's is invisible to many of you. But to many other of you is not visible. Actually, we already see a lot of changes happening. So it's very important that we somehow, we all collaborate to this. So it's very important that we all working together on this. It's not something that we can achieve on few of us, or a group of us. It's something that we have to all collaborate into it. So I noticed, for example, so we started TV, and already by starting the TV, we have more, we become more aware in the background, especially because we're getting ready with what we're going to show in education. We're getting ready on what we're going to show in documentary, in testimonial. So we're getting ready with the material already. By getting ready with the things we already achieved in the past 8 years now, and with all material that we have and all the things we've done already as a knowledge seekers, we can see by exchanging the material between us, we can see already, it's like we can see a little bit ahead. We can see a little bit ahead of the possibility of what we could do. But also we realizing that we are not enough. We are not enough people to be able to achieve everything we want to achieve. It's literally impossible to achieve what we want to achieve with few people. So we're in a situation where we're exchanging material, so we know what other people did, and we know what we can do as well in other countries. And because, for example, if one country had work on a project, and other countries want to repeat, the other countries, the other languages groups, they need people to be able to organize any project that they want to bring forward. So definitely there is a shortage of people in correlation of the many things we can do and we want to show, and we want to show humanity of what plasma technology can do. So that's why it's very, very important now between all of us to somehow make the people around us that have, because people around us, they don't know about the plasma technology, and they don't know what they can do. It's very important now to somehow to let know as many people as we can about this technology, because we cannot do in just us. It's such a bigger task. So, for example, in the last, Mr. Keshe, not long ago, in the last interview, I speak about the Italian radio interview in 11/11, because we talk about environment. So we want to, one project, it's definitely will be involve the cleanup of the environment. But already, something that Mr. Keshe said, if each one of us learn the plasma technology at home freely, like we as you know, we teach this for free. Already, if we stop polluting any further, that is already a bigger step for the environment, for the whole planet, because you will give time to Earth to recovering or regain the balance. But that one, again, you need all the people to work together. So we need everyone together understand the plasma technology, so they will learn what they can do at home in their own steps to make a change, to make a big difference. So that is already, so we need to spread the technology as fast as we can, or spread the knowledge about, spread even the news about this technology to many people as they can. So already just by changing the behavior of each one of us at home, already we've achieved a big things for the environment, for example. So without need of anyone else around you, just if each one of us takes self-responsibility and start stop the pollution in their house, and this can be done with the plasma technology, already this is a big step. So, but even for this, we need everyone being a part of it. It's not good just a group of it, a part of it. And of course, we got the TV, the Keshe Foundation TV, that definitely will be a very important asset for us, because now, as you see already last Thursday, Mr. Keshe already can share knowledge more openly, because as the threat of being shut down, it's not there anymore, because for the first time we got our channel. And what else? So this will be the environment. Also, we need bring, as you hear last Thursday, we need the support of scientists, support of people with the present knowledge, like scientists, doctors, lawyers, people who have a say in society because of their status or their reputation. So we now organize in such a way, we organize interviews to have those people as a guest to share knowledge, because we need their support too, because they have a bigger reach. And also they can, we can add plasma, like I told last week, we can add the plasma knowledge, we can add to the present knowledge, again, for this world project, world peace project, or one city, one center. So with them, we're gonna be able to, for example, as you know, a big problem, for example, in the environment is the plastic. But Mr. Keshe already said in the past that with the nanotechnology, with the plasma technology, you can change the carbon of the plastic and turn the plastic into water. But we need, for able to do this, we need knowledge seeker, we need scientists, we need investor, we need to make this research lab, to make this, because as you know, everything in these days have to be scientifically proved. And rightly so, Italian knowledge seekers, and she's a doctor, she just said in a meeting, just before to this meeting, she said to have something scientifically proved, you don't need one or two experiments, you need many. So to be considered from society, be considered reliable from society, and to have many, you need people, you need many lab, you need many doctor, you need many testing, you need many premises. And this is where we need your support. We need the support of everyone, because we need have the lab, we need, so you have to pay for the lab. Then we need the scientists to make the test. So they want to be paid, the scientists or the doctor, to work for those tests, to find how we can use the plasma technology to turn plastic into water. So we know it's possible, we know it can be done, but we need the people to now deliver those solutions. This is where we need to start to work together, where again, it's not a group job or it's not one man work. Another knowledge seeker, just before to start this Zoom, sorry, I talk again about the environment because this is what happened. She also said, she said that in Italy, for example, we got radioactive polluted water, put it in the sea for many, many, many years. And she was very concerned. She said, this is a big, big problem. It's a serious problem, but no one talk about it right now. Because as we know, science of today don't have solution. But we know from what Mr. Keshe showed us with Fukushima, and he proved to us with Fukushima, that with the plasma technology, we can have a solution for nuclear active contaminated water and bring it to this distillated water. But even for this, we need people, we need a scientist, we need a lab, we need the government to be able to start collaborating, to be able to take this problem seriously of the nuclear active water, because I'm sure you don't want your children drinking contaminated water or your grandchildren. So we all want to fresh water. So we have a solution now. We got no excuses. Before we didn't have solution. Now we have solution. So what we doing now? So what we gonna do? What we gonna do about it? So we need again the collaboration of everyone. So from the some people who got money invest for be able to open labs and open places where we can have a scientist or have knowledge seekers or have anyone that can collaborate who maybe has got already expertise on the problematic of highly contaminated water. So again, we need creative funding. We need have people to do this. This is where you are worth it, and where you can make a change. So I can go on and on with many other problems where we already have a solution. So another one that Mr. Keshe referred last Thursday was about the factory. He said about the factory that now they organize it themselves in such a way. You can re-listen this. It's all in the 373 knowledge seeker workshop. You can find it in YouTube, and you can find it in the TV channel. So you can re-listen that. Mr. Keshe said it last Thursday. So you want to support the factory. So many factory, and again, because I talk a lot with the Italian knowledge seekers, and as I said last week, many factory closing down at the moment because they are not in this problematic of today. They are not allowed to work or to keep open their business. So, but we know that with the plasma technology of today, so we got, we can not just keep open the factory, but teach to the people of the factory so they don't lose jobs. Sorry, I just read something on the chat. Yes. So just Rick saying that we got some problems on the Keshe Foundation TV. Yes, but we're improving because, as you know, it's all done by volunteers. So that's why again we need the help of all of you to make the next step. So go back to the factory. So we know that many people at the moment losing their jobs. At the moment, many factories are closing down. We already have people who of different factory in Italy, they said, yes, we're willing to learn the plasma technology. Yes, can you please teach us? But of course, to be able to do that, you need the teachers. So that's why we need many people, again, to be able to learn the technology so they can teach to others. We need, again, people to make this happen. So if we want to help people around us or support one another, again, you don't escape. We need everybody to help everybody, because this change is very big. It's not a change is going to affect one or two people of groups. Is that change is going to affect everyone. And as you understand from the situation of today of the world, we cannot go on like this for much longer. In many ways, we cannot go on like this, polluting this much, or we cannot go on like this, consuming this much. So, or some people have a fear of overpopulation. So a lot of people said, yes, we are overpopulating, that's why we have a problem. But again, the plasma technology, with the plasma technology, we can solve even the problem of overly population, because with the plasma technology, we're going to be able to live in extreme weather, in extreme environments. So suddenly the world become a larger place. Also, we're going to be able to live not just in Earth, but also we're going to be able to live in space. So so we extend our surface where we can live beyond Earth. But again, in order to do this, we need a scientist, we need a student, we need the people, we need everything, really. There is nothing that we don't. We need to make this step. It will not be possible to do this. Will not be possible with few people. Even simple things like the translation. So at the moment, as you can see, the TV, Keshe TV at the moment, there is Mr. Keshe talking in English. And if you understand English, you're lucky, because you don't need a transcriber, you don't need a translation in other languages. But again, because it's a big project and we need to give this knowledge to as many people as we can, to make this step easier as we can, we need a lot of translator. So for example, now we urge, as usual, in the past we urge about this, but more than ever now, we urge of people who speak English and they speak their own native language. So they can come together and help the transcribers, because the transcribers are already overworking a lot. And for example, in Italy, we do not have many, we are maybe in 3 or 4 people who can do simultaneous translation. So we need people who can listen and translate. We need to translate the books of Mr. Keshe in all the languages. We need to translate the journal, the scientist journal that had been published in Iran, because that one, there are 189 pages where there is explained everything. Because at the moment, for example, what I found, people will say to me, have you got any proof of this technology that works? And we've done so much research, we do so much case study, we do so much testimonial with university, doctor, people. We have all that already, but it needs to be translated in different languages in such a way that everyone can see what we achieve up to now. It's not just something up in the air, it's now a concrete things. We already done our homework. already now proved over and over. The power of this technology has been proven, but we need now to take it to the next step. Now, having few students or having all this research done is not enough. We need to take it to the next step. So we need people who are bigger reach, people who have who can do bigger things. For example, I noticed this what happened in the Italian community and in the English community, and I'm sure it will be happening in other community too, where I see people in the background who are people who are very successful, people who know other people are very successful, and they can move and do things very easily. But they look at us and they think, you are just a bunch of volunteer and you're disorganized and you're not gonna go anywhere. They cannot see that, and they think that it cannot be taken seriously from the world of today because we look like amateurs. But somehow those people who are big movers, those people who have big contact, these people who can do things in society because they're the one who are driving the society of today, those people, if they can get together and between them have the financial support to open the labs, financial support to pay the specialist, because if you want to have a very good quality TV station, you need to have a material, it's expensive material, you need a professional cameraman, you need a professional producer, you need all these professional. At the moment, they're still in their old way of thinking. They cannot grasp what we are doing. The volunteer can grasp what we are doing, that's why they're volunteer. But the professional and the people that are a lot experienced in other fields, they don't understand what we are doing. So they don't understand the bigger picture. So they cannot, they don't see, how you say it, they don't see, I don't know how to say it. So in one hand, we got the volunteers the volunteer are people who understood what it is all about, and they're happy to give all their time and everything they can for free, because they know this is such a big cause. This is a cause, it's a big cause, it's a cause that is gonna turn humanity in like a paradise on earth. With this project, we end up all the suffering, we end up all the starvation, we end up all the problematic of today. So people who understand this, they give everything they can to be part of it, and they're happy to even do it for free because they understood the importance of this project. But then we have a professional world that is very successful, and they're still in their matter state, whatever they're doing, and their world collapsing down. They're collapsing down because they see maybe businesses collapsing. They see maybe they are not able to do what they used to do before because of the pandemic or because of what's happening today at the moment. But they don't have a solution because they don't know us. They don't know what we are all about. They don't know what so they can move things, they can do things, but they don't know what we are doing, what it's all about, because they didn't have time. Like we had, like a knowledge seeker, we had 8 years to kind of understand the plasma technology. We had 8 years to try and test it and try among us. But the people of today, they are very successful in their world. They don't have the time that we had to understand what we're doing. So for them, we just look like a bunch of volunteer I don't know, trying to, learn something called plasma. They maybe didn't understand what it is. And when we talk about spaceship, spacecraft, when we talk about space travel, they think like this is the future. This is not now. This is the people. They are maybe they have a lot of they go a lot with a lot of fantasy. They don't know that actually this is real. That this is a technology of today. So we are a little bit in this situation where we the people who understand the knowledge and they start to have a grasp of the knowledge, they need professional and then they need a bigger facility, they need a bigger support to be able to expand whatever they learn up to now. But they cannot because maybe we have, we have not the financial support, or we don't have the governance support, or we don't have the society support to do that. But the society of today, the people that can give this support, they don't have the knowledge, so they don't understand what we're doing. So we're a little bit like this. And the government that they know what we are doing from day one, and the governments, they know about the project that Mr. Keshe has done and prove the technology, like Fukushima, like the project of, we have this big problem with the water, as you know, in Italy, where many people dying like a fly. And Mr. Keshe came, worked with the government, show them the solution, prove them with a lab that this can be done. But the government keep this, it doesn't do anything about it. Because I don't know why they don't do anything about it. They should represent the people, but they don't. They actually keeping quiet for many things. It's quiet. So we got the water polluted with nuclear active water, and we have a solution to clean this water, and they don't say anything about it. So are they doing the interest of the people or not? But here we're not to point the finger to the government and go against the government. We don't want to go against the government. It's finished the time to go against the government. But actually it's time to elevate the government. So try to make her understand that I know this is a big mess. I know that it's such a big mess and you kept quiet for so long that now you cannot talk anymore, even if you wanted to. No, but they must know that we are not here to judge. The time of judgment is finished. The time to point the finger of each other is finished. Because if we want to have this earth, restore the balance of this earth and take off all the problematic of today, the only way forward is to move on and start with a blank paper. So yes, you kept quiet, you shouldn't kept quiet, you should have represented people, you didn't represent the people. But from now on, if you give us your support, we can turn this around together. So we're just asking the government to give us their support in order that we can turn this around together. And so far the government yes, I lost the thread, but what I wanted to say, many big projects, you need the government support to do them. To do big project, you need the government. You cannot do big project without the government. And if you cannot do big project, you are not heard from the bigger people that run in the world right now. So it's all a little bit like that. So without the support of the government, people doesn't take us seriously. Without the big people, multi-millionaire people who can, in no time create many plasma centers around the world. Without them, we cannot make this change. So, but then they don't take us seriously because the government doesn't take us seriously. So it's all like that. So we have to kind of find a way to move to the next step. So another way that Mr. Keshe, I asked this question to Mr. Keshe a few workshops ago, and my question was, Mr. Keshe, many people losing jobs, many people closing down businesses. How can we help those people? So, and I like his answer. The answer he said, because what is left to do? What is left to do if the government doesn't support us? What is left to do? If the people who running the world now, they don't consider us, what we can do to establish ourselves in such a way they've been taken seriously. So he said something really nice. He said, my answer to the people who closing down, if you can teach freely amongst you, like we do now with CAP 1, CAP 2, and teach freely the plasma technology between us, we can reduce the cost of living. And already in this present time, if you can reduce the cost of living is a lot, because if you lost your job and you got big family, if you can reduce the heating system, if you can reduce the cost of petrol, if you can reduce the cost of food, because you can grow more food thanks to the plasma technology. By implementing the plasma technology, it's been proven you can reduce the cost of life. And this is something that we can do without the government if the government doesn't want to support us. So we have to find a way of going forward, even if the government doesn't support us. Not because maybe doesn't want to support us for any reason. I don't know why they don't support us, but whatever reason is, we cannot wait for them. So we have to get organized. So another thing he said, if you can resist in this transition, so now we learn about the plasma, we know now we're going into a plasma era, we know now the future from the 21st of March is world peace and plasma. Plasma mean, I don't know, learn how the universe works. So means fields, we're learning about the fields. Okay, so now as on our own, we can reduce the cost of our expenses. We can reduce the pollution of our houses, and what we can do, meanwhile, the government and the powerful people of today, they get around to understand that this is the only way, because maybe, everyone is going on time. They will come, but at the right time. So what we can do, okay, we can reduce the cost, we can reduce the pollution of our houses. We can become self-sufficient. So we can, with the plasma technology, learn how to create shelters for ourselves. A house, a roof under our head. We know with the plasma technology between us, we can learn how to create heating system to don't freeze in cold weather climates, or to do not burn down in hot weathers. we can feed our, we can heat. The main one to my mind would be shelter, food, be independent, purifying water. So if we get independent in any shape or form, and we're taking in charge of our lives, even if the government takes its time to come around and start to collaborate with us, even if the bigger billionaire people who run in the world take the elite, whatever you want to call them, take them around time to understand that they have to collaborate, this is the only way, we start to create our own world. It is independent from the elite, is independent from the governments, and they can take all the time they need to come around where they want to come around. And we created this independent life between us that we're gonna be affected less by their decisions. Their decision, they will affect less. And this means less fears. And this means, again, finding peace inside us. And as Mary said rightly so, if we find peace inside us, then as a ripple effect, again, it will be contagious and will be, once you got food, once you can have shelter, once you can feed your kids, once you can always have, everything you need at some point you need, then you are, yes. So this is a World Peace, one project, one city. Of course, that it will be very useful if we can get this peace treaty going. But we can, okay, the deal will be to have the peace treaty signed from every president of every country right now. But also, we can sign the peace treaty. All of us can sign the peace treaty. And if all of us sign the peace treaty, we can show to the government all the citizens have signed the peace treaty. So they cannot turn around because the government represents the people. We can show them what the people wants. And once we got the peace treaty, means we got no fear of killings, of wars, of a police state or martial law, all these things that people have fear of, it will go out the window. But again, we can sign it. Each one of you, did you read before in the Universal Council, have you signed the peace treaty? No? The Universal Council already signed the peace treaty. And so my point is, a lot of things can be done at the individual level. And to tell you the truth, more I'm part of this project, more I'm part of this new era, more I'm part of whatever we're doing now, I'm more understanding that the truth is that we don't need anyone. We just need each one of us taking responsibility for ourselves, and each one of us really understand that you're on your own, but also we are together. So the two have to go together. So we have to work as one. So and then the government is not a problem, and then the elite is not a problem, then and nothing is a problem. So really, ironically, we creating is us creating problem for ourselves. So we come to a point where we got no excuse. The Keshe Foundation is made mainly to give support to the people all the people or the humankind, because this is we talk about a world project. So the Keshe Foundation is just here to give us support. So it's just here to give us like a physical referral point. So now you can see in the screen, we have the website of the Keshe Foundation. It's just to give us a referral point, a point of starting point where you can see the picture of the machine, and people said, the machine does exist. There is a place, Linz, it does exist. So the foundation is there to give you a proof, visual proof. You can go and read it. You can go and read the plasma journal. I really recommend you to go in and read the journal for scientists who want proof. There are all the proof they want in the journal and in the scientist journal. It's all in the Keshe website. So the Keshe Foundation is really there to confirmation of existence, that the plasma technology is here. No? And is there to give us all the information for the skeptical people. I mean, be skeptical is very good, because everyone should be skeptical, because they're the one who the questioning and the one who then makes the things moving. So the website is for those people, where we can show what has been done up to now, and is also for the investor who go. For example, I heard from some Italian source that very soon the government wants to get rid of private property. There will not be any more private property owned from no one. So what does it mean? So if I look the positive side of that, if we learn the plasma technology and we learn that we can make material at the point of need with the machine you see here in the video, that makes sense, because once you can make whatever you need at the point of need, yeah, it makes sense that you will not need anymore to earn anything or to, you know, you will just have what you need and you will get rid of what you don't need. Other people go into fear mode because they said, it's the government, we go back to communist state. They think they, you know, this, you know, there are voice of this reset project, power control, where they want to, you know, control everything. That is where people get in fear from. But that it's not possible if we all getting together, you know, and working together to learn this technology. So many things we can do. Really, really, a big party is ahead. But providing we become one city, one center, and provided that, you know, the key is this, no? World peace. Once you know that there is the word of peace, you know, once there is the word of peace, you know that it's not something to harm you. You know that, as we said, peace means balance of the fields. So it means, we talked this many times before, so it means no suffering, mean abundance. So everyone will have what they need. No people starving, no wars, no pollution. No, you know, people have a lot and many people have nothing. Equality in every way of shapes. Really, paradise on earth. So the future is bright, and I can wait. And I know that I know
Hello, Stefania. I'm losing your connection. Not able to hear you. Hello, Stefania.
I think she was in the process of wrapping up. That is my
Yes, I think so.
so maybe we just continue if she's not
Right.
showing up.
I think she has to come back in. All right, let's carry on.
Hello, Rick. Can you hear me? Hello, my dear Rick.
Yes,
Okay.
Shweta.
This is Shweta Anwar. You see Hindi language representing the Hindi community wherever in the world. And also I'll say Hindi, I will say in India, when we welcome somebody, we say Suswagatam. So Suswagatam, dear souls, dear beautiful souls, welcome. Sashwat Pranam, Salam Alaikum, Namaste, Salute. So I will start with the presentation about this Hindi community. In India, Hindi is the national language and is merged in all the languages as sub-language from within the language, then within it. And there are many languages spoken in India, and all the Hindi language community all over India are also in a large population. So in India, I can say many languages are spoken within languages, and then within that language there is another language. Like this, there are caste systems, cultures, traditions, and all. Today I specially present from the Hindi community, as Hindi is the national language, and every other community in India speaks this language, as this is a mandatory language in India as national language. I will present as the festivals of India as a tradition. They celebrate many festivals and many tradition and culture, as we know, all over the world know. And I apologize for the dogs, and yes, I will. There is a festival. The largest festival of India is the Devi Puja, the worship of the Devi, the goddess, the mother. And this is why I'm sharing this with all the people, even those who are Hindi speaking or not. I will say that I came with a message of the mother. What mother wants to say. You can take it in the timeline of past, present, or coming manifestation. I will say this is now what mother is saying. Mother is saying that I came from the chariot. I came with the chariots of the rays of the sun, with the essence of the creation, of the love of the creator, to create the beauty in totality. I don't know what to be. I don't want to be worshipped. Because of extreme need, because of your extreme needs of joy and happiness, I always lost the balance and got deeply injured by your betrayal of understanding the love, light, and care. I died many times, unknowingly, knowingly. Every time you think that you are throwing me away physically, dumping me in the river, wells, dump yards, anywhere you can. That was not me. I'm still here. I want peace. I want my peace and glory back. I want to be respected and in gratitude. I want my dynamic position. I want my children to unite again in peace and in love. And as Stefania said, everybody helping everybody, every child helping every child, every man helping every man. So this is what I need. And I want this from my heart and soul to your heart and soul. Open your hearts, my children, this time. Don't ignore me. And if you are ignoring, this is not tolerable anymore for me. So this is the message mothers wants to give. And I also want to share a story about peace, how peace is attainable and negotiable. You can say in visible light or in the soul form, in any level of understanding, in any moment of existence, in any time, or in timelessness. So I will start the story. This is a children's book story, as all the truth are hiding in the children's books, and they got invisible anyhow after that. So I have taken this story from a children's book, and these stories are from Panchatantra, and how peace can be attained. You can understand either way. There was a king and his kingdom. The kingdom of the king, the population of the kingdom of the king was very happy and enjoying life and living. But the king was not happy. He was not in peace. He cannot sleep in the night. He cannot sleep in the night properly. He cannot control his emotion. I will say like that. So, in the ancient civilization, very advanced indeed, they have masters universal. They have masters. The king have masters. All the population can reach to them. They were available to everybody. So the king goes to his masters, who was he was living. All the masters lived very simple life, away from the king, away from the population, to attain the peace or universal peace. So in a way, that time, as I know. So the king, with his all men followed by him, go to meet the king, the master. And when he came to meet the master, and he says to the master, even my population is very happy, enjoying life. Why I cannot sleep? Why I cannot sleep? Why I need not peace? So then the master understands the king's word. The master says, okay, my king, I'll say you follow something. Can you follow that? The king says, yes, master, I will follow. So then the master says, give me your kingdom for 4 days to me. I'll handle it. You go do some work, do some services in the population. Can you do that? Like a common man, as you say, your population. The king says, yes, I can do. So then the king, given the responsibilities of the kingdom to the master, gone in the population, and every day, after giving services or working, he comes and go to bed in deep sleep, in peace. So after 3 days, he met the master again, and the master says, are you sleeping? So the king says, yes, I'm sleeping now in peace, and I am happy too. So the king says, how it has happened, my master? The master says, it is so simple. Even the population is happy, and even the population is living life happily. What you have done is you have worked with your ministers, with your working service people, to do the work for the population. You haven't done anything in your responsibility, in the sole responsibility of yours. You have to be in the population. As Stefania said, everybody works for everybody, and the peace will be everlasting, and the beauty and the happiness will be everlasting. So this is how the king attained the peace with the population, and that is the peace attained anytime, anywhere. So this was the guru said, the master said to the king, that, and now we understand why peace is necessary for you. You have to do the services, take the responsibility of the population. As the population is happy, it could be everlasting. It will be everlasting if you are in service to them too. So both works in the way that we know ancient civilizations, many civilizations has destroyed, vanished because of this ignorance of the king or the population, that we are happy and we have this and that. And the masters, even the masters gone away, with something in their hand, as they didn't listen, that they has to indulge each other in the services with each other. That if the population is suffering in pain, the king's duty services is eminent in peace, like a sugar dissolves in water, like that. So this is what I want to say, as my dear ones. This is the story how peace can be attainable at any moment, any level, any time, as it is present now. So there is, stand by, my lovely dear souls. I can show your wings as I have to, too. Designed with all the colors of love of the eternal light. Then the angel wings, the now, are ready to fly. So this is what I want to say about peace, a very short story. And I will say another also. And I will also say to the population that understand the cup of life, create the cup of life, understand the way the life works in the spaceship, in the vehicle of carbon, in the love of oxygen, in the totality of the oxygen, in the atmospheric nitrogen, in the way the hydrogen works in visible light. So the peace treaty in visible light is also sparkling if you sign it. So this is what the peace treaty is all about. The conduct of the king and the population, both will be vice versa. Both will be equal, equality. As Stefania says that there will be no private property. And this is very good because then everybody will serving everybody. This is the situation that is mother desires. So thank you very much for listening me. And I will say more stories of wisdom, more work, and work in peace. I will say salam, namaste, salute. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, beautiful souls, for being here. Those who know, those who even don't know. Thank you very much. Thank you, my dear Rick. Thank you.
Thank you, Sweta. Next, we have Bengali community.
Hello, everybody. This is Maswek, representing Bengali language. So today we are going to talk a little more about the one planet, one nation, one race than Bengali community. Of course, Bengali community is part of it and it's everywhere in a way. And others are also part of Bengali community in another way. So the topic I'm going to address is something that makes us strong when we stand together. Each community helping others with their experience, with their observations. So this is observation done by some of my students in Europe, and mostly in Europe and South America. So as they're learning plasma science, I suggested to them to make observation.
The conduct of the king and the population, both will be vice versa. Both will be equal.
Okay, is there another thing going on? I heard some sweat again.
Sorry, right. I clicked on KF TV, which is apparently broadcasting, and
okay,
I couldn't turn it off temporarily.
Okay, it's okay. So some observation about their mental state. We know that there are various prescriptions handed by the authorities of various approaches to solve the corona situation. And some people are concerned about the side effects, as has been the case with many of the drugs that are being used everywhere in the world, not necessarily just the one that we talk about these days. So we are generally, most people are concerned with the physical side effects. But as we have learned from plasma science, that's only a small part of the story. The stronger fields, that of emotion, is something we observe less. But something that's this ability, this capability to observe emotion, is in a way our built-in instrument to gauge our reaction to various life situations, which may include some drugs, some procedures that we may be very familiar with. But here, the reason I'm emphasizing is that this is outside the bounds of current medical science, which is concerned mostly with the physical side of things. The sophistication of plasma science in the areas of emotion and soul is something unknown to present medical science in their treatment. We observe it and we apply techniques in this realm to correct many physical situations. So this ability to observe changes within us through emotion is something not necessarily restricted to the topic that I'm talking about, but in my experience, I have noticed that people with many different diverse disease have this condition, and generally, most health conditions have an emotional component to it. Our relationship with our friends, families, and so forth. So, as a powerful instrument, how can we use it for our well-being? The specific case I'm talking about here is observation by two of my students who are in the medical field, and one would be termed medical authority as well. In my class, they reported that they're having depression, sadness, which is very unlike their characters, after they went through the PCR test. And then I told most of my students to make observation about how the emotional state change in people who go through such tests. And these are recent information and vaccination. So some of them, of course, in the medical field, and some outside of medical field, observing their close friends, because this is not something that we can observe it within ourselves and among close friends or relatives. But if somebody is not known to us, we don't know whether their emotional state changed because of some external influences. So these influences can be seen in these two cases in people, among close relatives and friends, and in some cases, colleagues in the medical field who have undergone these procedures. And there is a change in the state of mind. And so I started getting reports that this is what's happening. And as we know from our knowledge seeker workshops, there is a presence of chemical circuits, which is a patented technology, and which is capable of transmission and reception. And this transmission only works when you have the neo-technology of narrow beam transmission at low power, which some people call 5G. But this is so you have to be able to have, in order to pick up these signals, you have to have narrow beam to get the weak signal that's being transmitted, or weak signal that is being transmitted to something else, and or received with both reception and transmission. So, and the interesting thing about this narrow beam array of antennas is that you can pinpoint the location very precisely within a few feet. And so, and if they don't have to be very sophisticated to change some of the hormonal balances, just, something we know from our own teachings, that in the pH level, as we go into the acidic realm, this is not necessarily how it's working, but I'm giving an example here. The acidity level, when it goes up, we tend to get sick more often. So the emotional state, or sadness, or depression, I'll go back to some common viruses, such as the ones that we get when we get cold or cough or sneezing and that kind of things. In those situations, generally the onset of these kind of problems is related to a slight change in the emotional state. And those who have observed this will know that common cold is related, the common change in our state of mind. It doesn't have to be major, but a slight change. And at the onset of these kind of problem, if we do something cheerful, happy, we don't get the cold, or our sneezing goes away very quickly. So this is something anyone can test. So by having a mechanism through chemical circuits of taking people's emotion to a sad state or a depression state, one becomes more susceptible to disease. So this is the part that's interesting about this observation that my students did. And of course, this is something we can suggest to the people who are skeptics as well, because this is something that we can observe among our close friends and relatives, and people can observe it themselves when they go through these procedures. And in doing so, we know that this is the effect. And in the two cases I mentioned, we found out the exact date when they started having this problem. And it was the day after the procedure. So, of course, we know how to neutralize chemical circuits. So, you essentially, wherever the location of the circuit is, you create a field differential and we flood the area with a plasma field of cup 1, essentially. And it rapidly goes away. And the interesting thing is that the two cases I'm talking about, it's like one day everything switched back to normal. So what does this tell us? This tells us that we have more sophisticated way of observing our health situation and use it with the plasma technology to correct whatever is causing these things. Because, with plasma technology, we are balancing the spectrum of fields from emotion to physicality and some more if we need to handle the situation. So if we can educate this very gently, that observe your emotional state after this, and this, the procedures, then you can, of course, say, okay, this is what we know, and this is what can be done. It's not that we are just observing this state of affair, we are also suggesting the exact procedure of solving it. And this is the strength of plasma technology, that we can expose to people. People have doubts about all of these things, and we know, even those who are going through it, because the belief is that there is no other choice. But what we just talked about, we can gently introduce the idea of not only solving it with plasma, but our own inner capacity of using the plasma within us to detect things. So we are empowering not only with technology, but our own capacity too. So, and the plasma work hand in hand with enhancing our own capacity as well as going beyond it. So this is, now that we have the TV, we can go more into this in letting people know that PCR test is may also have, I think it's not may also, we are fairly certain now, because we got some information from some labs in the United States as well as in Europe that it contains chemical circuits, and they are the size of a grain of salt. There is another one, which is an older technology, which is more electronic, which is the size of a rice grain. But this one is further miniaturized and with the transmission and reception capability. But it's in the field of the plasma field is enough to neutralize it, because it is using body's potential difference and changing some of the sort of very rudimentary chemical structures. So once we use cup 1, which covers a range of field, they're easy to neutralize. So this is a funny example, because as I said, one of them is a medical practitioner, and so the cap was used as the cap on the head was used as one of the higher potential field source, and the mask was used as the lower potential. And in between, the circuit is, because the PCR test is done through the nostril, so you can essentially flood that area where the circuit is with the plasma field, and it goes away very quickly. So, and it was, it was very quick and easy. And of course, those who had the problem were very happy, because it was like done about like 3 weeks later. So the day change to the day change back to normal was tangible and definite. So this is, so I would my interest would be to let others know and see whether we can do this simple process to take people out of this foggy state of mind, so to speak. And at least we know that we can deal with this effect, which is not physical, but nevertheless an effect. And I hope it is educational and as a means of applying plasma technology. This kind of understanding on our self-observation can be a means of applying plasma technology, knowing the principles that we are using. And so I thought that this experience can be replicated, and I think it has to be verified further. But there are a few more people who are about to go through this procedure, so I'll keep everybody updated with this what's going on with this. But from what I know, I think we did the right thing. So hopefully we'll have more data and more testimonials, and that's all I have to say about this. Thank you.
Thank you, dear Moshfik. And I will say what I will say in Bengali, that blessings of Ma and wishes of all that is love from the core of my heart and soul. I'll say it in Bengali that তোমাকে অশেষ ভালোবাসা দিই মশফিক, সবসময় তুমি একটা শিক্ষক মনে আমাদের মধ্যে রয়েছো, আর এটাই সুন্দরতা, এটাই ভালোবাসা দিই তো আমার প্রাণ আর মন দিয়ে। Thank you. And I also want to add a little bit of what Moshfik said, that in the ancient way of the healers, I can say, in Ayurveda, in India and Unani, in Middle Eastern countries and many countries, there used to be masters like that. They were the whole family were destroyed by the dark forces, but still we are now coming in the visible light again with the knowledge. I will say that they understood at that time. They understood there was this technology in hand of in the way they treated people, as we now know the dynamic fields of plasma, the plasma field. They know how to balance the cold and, as Moshfik said, the cold and heat, the balance, the acidity and the alkalinity. So, and very simply they balanced that with simple herbs, a simple energy field change of emotion. As they used to ask about the dreams, even they know how if the person is lying or not, those who came with emotional degradation. So in that was, now we know, after creating the cup of life in the knowledge of the universal creator, we know how health can be beautify again, rejuvenate. We can rejuvenate again, and those who are can born in this field, in this dynamic field, how can attain the balance without attracting any virus, I will say bad virus or thought process or anything like that. So in India, yoga, as we say yoga is not only practicing like bending your body and legs and all. Actually, the real meaning of yoga is alignment of mind, body and spirit. So this is the yoga they practiced at that time. Now with the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute, with this knowledge of the universal creator, we know what is yoga. So this is what I want to share. Again, salam, namaste, salute. Thank you for letting me talk. If somebody have any questions or anything to share, please do share.
Well, we have had a couple of hands up now for a while. One now, actually. Salamia, would you like to go ahead?
Hello, everyone. Is Salomea, which means peace. And my soul, my plasma is very, very happy hearing you, my friends, my dear friends, Marie, Stephanie, Sweta, and Mashfik. I was very, very touched at my soul level from your lovely, lovely speech concerning peace. I just to thank you for all your lovely stories and teaching and talking from your experience about how to find peace of our body, physical body, mental body, emotional body, spiritual body, with the help of ancient science and knowledge and spirituality together as one. United Occident and Orient together, science and theology in one, in order to achieve a common goal, which is peace. Peace on our heart, or peace on our soul, and peace between us. Relations which are not conflictual, relations which are not in competition, relations which are based on love and cooperation. Only if we love people and if we don't ignore people, we can cooperate in order to serve others. Peace on this earth will be only when leaders will serve the population, as Sweta just told us a lovely story of a king working as a common people to serve the population, and he found peace at the soul level and happiness. And peace and happiness, this is plasma. Maybe you ask, what is this plasma? Plasma is all the creation of our soul, and our soul is from divine nature. We are a divine nature. We are created noble, and we have to remain noble like our creators. When I say creators, I mean both feminine and masculine side of the creator. Lovely Eve, Mitra, and masculine side, the creator. We are the creation, and we would like to be one with the creator. This is the aim of our creation, to be united with the origin of our creation, which is a creator. I hope this will be possible in the near future by the means of peace. In the universe, we have only peace. Peace is a law of plasma. Peace and morality, courage compassion. We have to listen to the law of the universe, the law of plasma. And if we listen to our soul, he will guide us to follow the law of plasma, the law of the universe, which are eternal. They are not law created by man, and these laws are limitative. The law of the universe are infinite, and they teach us how to become infinite in our attributes, to have the highest potential, like the matrix, divine matrix of the Creator. I think that only if we serve the humanity with humility, humbleness, we will be happy, we will achieve peace, and the planet will be healthy. Not war, not emotion, bad emotion which make us ill. The planet will be healthy, and we people of the earth, citizens of the planet, which is but one country, mankind is but one country, and we are the citizen of this spaceship named Blue Planet Earth. Love be and peace with all of you, and please put the wish that all the spiritual leaders and political leaders will sign with their soul nowadays peace, because we need peace to face these pandemics. A strong soul will make a strong body. We have to replace fear with love and peace. I love you, and God bless all humanity and all of you, my dear friends. Much love to you. I hope you feel my love in your soul. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Salomia. I wonder if we should play that video from the Portuguese. As the Dome of Peace.
nome é Ariane e eu tive suspeita do Covid-19. Eu fiquei em observação no pronto-socorro porque eu estava com falta de ar e não tinha o teste para confirmar. Então eles fizeram um raio-x e alguns exames de sangue, onde constatou pneumonia, insuficiência cardíaca, dentre outras. Eu respirei com a ajuda de oxigênio medicinal e nessa etapa de isolamento eu tomei muitos remédios, fora os que já foram jogados fora. Os sintomas, eu tive muita tosse, dor de cabeça, dor no corpo, fraqueza, moleza, falta de ar, febre de 40 graus. Então eu recebi a doação da água com gás, que foi muito importante, me ajudou muito. Eu tava com muita tosse e eu tomei uma única vez. Claro que eu continuei tomando, mas a primeira vez que eu tomei, em 2 dias eu já não tinha mais tosse. Eu tava me sentindo totalmente curada, já não tinha mais nenhum sintoma. Foi muito importante, então eu queria agradecer de coração por essa doação. Eu continuo tomando, inclusive a água do copo 1, porque serve como prevenção. Porque corre o risco de pegar novamente, sim. Então acreditem, compartilhe essa informação, porque vai ajudar muitas vidas.
Olá, tudo bem? Meu nome é Nilsânia. No início eu estava pensando que era simplesmente alguma virose mesmo, uma gripe qualquer, né? Só que aí o meu sintoma, né, estava mais grave. Para mim, foi bem forte o meu sintoma mesmo. No início nós começamos a usar o copo 1 e o copo 2, 3 vezes ao dia. Basicamente, nós aplicávamos o copo 1 e o copo 2 16, 17 vezes ao dia. E tomando também, né, o copo 1, né? Hoje eu estou bem, hoje eu estou com 22 dias, né? Então eu tô bem.
Meu nome é João. Eu tive muita dor no corpo, nas juntas, nos braços, nas pernas. Quase não saí da cama de tanta dor. Aí uma grande amiga minha me deu uma água. Essa água tem o nome de água plasmada do copo da vida 1 e simplesmente me levantou. Estou com uma qualidade de vida excelente. Acabaram as dores e eu recomendo para todos.
Olá, bom dia. Meu nome é Aparecida Tinte. Dei entrada no hospital com fortes dores no pulmão, com febre, já há 3 dias, com calafrios que eu tive também, tremores, tossindo muito e falta de ar. A médica me pediu um exame de sangue e uma radiografia. Ela me disse que estava com uma lesão no pulmão e que ia tratar em casa. Trouxe para mim aqui o copo da vida. Eu tomei esse copo. Depois de eu tomar, passado umas meia hora, eu comecei a ter reações de dores, muitas dores abdominais. Durante a noite, só lá para umas 3, 4 horas da manhã, foi que eu vim conseguir dormir. E aí sim, quando eu acordei, eu estava ótima.
Meu nome é Maria Helena, eu tive os sintomas do coronavírus, tive muita dor de cabeça, dores no corpo, dor para respirar e bastante coriza. Um amigo me passou o site da Fundação Keshe e eu fiz, o copo da vida, e através disso eu comecei a tomar e comecei a ter uma melhora muito grande, e dentro de 14 dias eu já estava completamente bem. E hoje eu estou aqui produzindo mais ganhos para poder estar distribuindo aí pela cidade. Eu agradeço muito à Fundação Keshe por ter dado essa oportunidade e essa tecnologia. Obrigada.
Meu nome é Dirceu, eu estava com diarreia, estava com febre, estava com tosse seca. Minha esposa começou a me dar água plasmada, foi bom, resolveu. No outro dia de manhã já basicamente não tinha diarreia, não tinha febre, a tosse seca sumiu.
Meu nome é Rogério, sou morador de Nova Iguaçu. Cheguei no médico, passou uma série de exames, ultrassonografia, exame de sangue, tomografia computadorizada. No domingo eu passei muito mal, sábado ou domingo, se eu não me recordo. Então eu liguei pro Darcilei e me cedeu da água dele. Eu fui, peguei meu carro, fui lá me arrastando, consegui chegar na casa dele, eu estava muito mal. E na segunda-feira, minha irmã me levou ao médico, Cheguei lá, eu fiz, ultrassonografia abdominal, fiz tomografia do tórax, do abdômen, tá? Já foi pedido automaticamente o meu Covid-19, exame de sangue. Eu vou acreditar nessa tecnologia Keshe, que é um copo, uma vida, e tá aqui, para vocês verem. Esse aqui é o copo número 1, o gancho está aqui no fundo. Esse é o número 2, que eu iniciei meu tratamento na segunda-feira E olha, minha recuperação foi absurda. De 100% que eu estava, eu fui a 10%. De segunda para terça, na terça-feira já estava em uns 70%. Hoje eu estou excelente.
Meu nome é Dalgisa. Eu fiquei doente o mês passado. Eu tive gripe, garganta inflamada, sinusite, perdi o olfato, paladar. Como eu já vinha pesquisando sobre a água de plasma, para essa situação fiz o protocolo de infectado, porque foi a água de plasma que me ajudou a ficar boa.
Eu estive bem doente semana passada e eu posso falar que esse produto ele te traz um bem-estar e te traz uma reenergização do corpo já cansado pela doença que você vai estar. No caso, eu estava com febre, dores no corpo, né? Cansaço, que ela trouxe uma melhora instantânea quando borrifada no meu corpo e quando eu ingerindo aqueles copos de minutos a minutos que eu estava bem debilitada, minha esposa que me fornecia.
Eu também tomei a água plasmada, estava com alguns sintomas também, febre, dor no corpo, muito cansada, mas eu estava bem melhor que o Marcelo. Eu tomei a água, me senti bem melhor, dei para os meus filhos também, a gente utilizou aqui em casa bastante, né? Foi muito bom, o Marcelo melhorou muito, tá ótimo hoje, né, amor? Eu acho que vocês devem confiar no tratamento e tentar fazer.
Eu fui diagnosticada com CID B34.2, que é a infecção por coronavírus, tá? Fiquei muito mal, fiquei sem apetite, dor no corpo, muita dor de cabeça, garganta infeccionada, me sentindo muito indisposta, uma febre muito alta, um cansaço assim fora do comum. E aí eu conheci uma pessoa que me ofereceu água plasmada que é derivado do GANS. Ela me ajudou muito, tá? Eu me sinto hoje muito bem, tá? Eu fiz uso dela por uma semana, ainda continuo tomando. Eu me sinto totalmente aliviada dos meus sintomas.
Meu nome é Adriana Fagundes. Eu estive com Covid, estava de noite com dor de garganta e tive um pouco de febre, calafrio, usando a água do copo 1, do copo 2 para borrifação, e eu não tomei nenhum analgésico. Tomei nada, só tomei realmente as águas do copo 1 e eu notei que melhorei muito. Amanheci sem tosse, não estou com tosse, mas eu notei que com a tecnologia Keshe minha vida melhorou. Só gratidão. Muito obrigada a todos. Obrigada, senhor Keshe.
Meu nome é Raquel, eu sou do Maceió. Comecei com Covid com sintomas leves, a garganta incomodando bastante, na hora de engolir senti ela muito seca e leve dor no corpo. Então comecei a tomar e a borrifar. Depois dessa fase comecei a sentir uns incômodos no pulmão, na costela, né, na costela esquerda, no final da costela. Comecei a inalar o plasma da água e a dor passou. Então assim, estou muito bem e só tenho a agradecer. Gratidão à Fundação Keshe, gratidão a Mr. Keshe e a Raí. Só tenho a agradecer a Deus por essa bênção.
Eu estava esperando ver como é que ela ia ficar durante o dia para te dar notícias, mas ontem, desde que eu borrifei fazendo o teste, que parou de aumentar, né? Aí ela foi só borrifando. Adolescente, você sabe como é que é, né? Então ela não quis colocar a toalha. Aí eu falei com ela para ir borrifando. Então ela borrifou ontem à noite e hoje o dia inteiro. E quase que já sumiu as manchas, né? Bom demais.
Olá a todos. Nós estamos aqui para dar o nosso depoimento da nossa cura do Covid. Então eu vou mostrar primeiro para vocês o meu exame. Rosana Alves Lourenço, detectável.
Victoria Tamito, detectável.
Então, nós estamos aqui para dar o nosso depoimento que nós nos curamos do Covid com água plasmada. Eu vim aqui agradecer a Deus, a Fundação Keshe, ao Senhor Keshe e ao copo Uma Vida. Gratidão.
So we can go directly to the next slide.
Would you like to continue, or do we look at this one?
Hello, this is again, you see Hindi language, Shwetanvar. And this is the invitation to all beautiful souls to join the Universal Council membership or Universal Council support membership. And you can say this is an appeal of love, um, uh, a call of love, an invitation of love. Please do come, join the universal community, and join the beautiful energy of Keshe Foundation. Join the beautiful energy of the Universal Council. Join the beautiful energy of all souls in existence. So this is the invitation, and for UCM, Universal Council membership and Universal Council support membership. And now we can go to the application, dear Rick, the application for to sign up to be in the energy of the councils or the universal community or everything that is beauty. So this is the Universal Council page, and this is, you can see the violet color, so it is. So you can see the violet color, the core color of heart and soul. Well, we can say the color of eternity joining in between, or the color of the victory of the light. And this is the page, and you can go through the mandate, Universal Council mandate, Universal Council charter. Here is the Universal Council logo. See the rays of the sun, the mother, carrying again the essence of what we are, with her to be again to be something or everything. So this is what we have to do, to conduct ourselves, to be carried away by the mother again. So this is the, you can say, the Mitra, Hazrat Mitra, and we are within her. So this is so much love in her always. This is the essence we are. So this is the page, and the application is coming in few seconds. Well, stand by, my dears. The application is coming. And this is the application in the violet flame. So this is the application to be filled by, if you want to be, if there is a desire to be the Universal Council members, because we need all the beautiful energies, all the beautiful souls to join. This is a need. And the Universal Council support, this is a need. And please fill this form with your soul, as with your pen, or with your soul, as within physicality, invisible light, we can see the peace treaty signed by you in peace. So this is what you can do. And I will say, we forget. Sometimes we forget that we were, you see in a presentation, I have seen a caterpillar becoming a butterfly. A caterpillar, the butterfly doesn't remember being a caterpillar, but she now designs her wings. So does we. We are in this beautiful times again, and all the masters are with us, as we know our beautiful teachers, our masters, and we know our lovely, lovely, lovely being, universal being, my Messiah, Shriman M.T. Keshe, Mehran Tavakoli Keshe, and his hard work and the hard work of the core team of Keshe Foundation, always. Thank you. Be in peace. And okay, there's another document also. Yes, another for the links and the email of the Universal. Yes, this is the document. Thank you, my dear Rick. Thank you so much. This is the links to the documents of the UC Charter, and this is very necessary to read. The UC mandate, very necessary to read, as the time is coming of equality, and all must read this. Those who are joining, those who are not even joining, they have to read the Earth Council Constitution, as we are on Earth still, and we should know about it, about the Constitution. We don't know. That was hiding. And full and final, the peace roadmap. The peace roadmap. The universal creator has filled our roads with flowers and welcoming, always in peace. He says, come in peace. There are so many rooms for you. So this is what the peace, walking in peace, is very necessary. There is darkness, but in the darkness, we are now able to see the light and can enlighten ourselves. So please go to the peace roadmap, sign the peace treaty, which is very necessary this time. Anybody who is donating, who is joining, who is participating, voluntary, or any time, or on behalf of many people, those who don't know can sign. As I have signed my peace treaty on behalf of many people, many beings, those who don't know about. But I asked about the peace to them and then signed it. So they always wanted peace. All population wanted peace, but they don't know. So please read the roadmap and tell, I have told. Thank you. Thank you for being with us. If there is a question, any more sharing, or anybody wants to do, please do, my dear beautiful souls. Thank you very much. Salam, namaste, salute.
There is the last announcement. Thank you, Sweta. Thank you, everyone. Really great. There is the last announcement for this Wednesday. We're going to have again an interview at Radio 1111. I don't know if Rick wants to share the leaflets. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, done from our Italian knowledge seeker. Thank you so much. Yes, we're gonna speak again about how the plasma technology can be useful to keep the man self-sufficient, and also how plasma technology can be. What I did, I collect some questions from the knowledge seeker, Italian knowledge seekers, as problematic. They would like to see how the plasma technology can support and find solution for this problematic. So one will be also regarding the vaccines, and because at the moment there is quite a lot of fear and in Italy worries because there is a risk they're gonna make it mandatory, and so people in Italy wants to know how the plasma technology can support people in case they have the side effect. So this would be one of the topic, and then we also gonna speak about how can we be self-sufficient. So also another fear will be for who maybe decided not to go for the route of the vaccination, which is the way they can support themselves in case they're not going to be able to do many things. And then, of course, we're going to talk also about the factory, and we're going to continue what Mr. Keshe talked about last Thursday, how we can support the factory, the manufacturing, how can we implement plasma technology in order to support people who want to continue stay open and continue to do. And many other questions. So please, so you're all welcome to join. The link are the same link as every Wednesday. So you can get in contact through the Italian Zoom platform, where everyone, it don't have to be just Italian, it can be any language can come to this platform, and we're going, it's for people who do not want to go to Facebook, and then we got a link for the radio station, and a link for the Facebook. So these are the main channel where we're gonna present the interview. Mr. Keshe, he will not. He said that he has an important call, so it will be as soon as finish this phone call, he will come to the interview. So so maybe we're gonna start by deciding. I thought to start in this way, to start on organize properly the question, because usually when Mr. Keshe said which question do you want to ask, and then we have been not well organized on making the question. But meanwhile we're waiting for Mr. Keshe, we can decide between us which question we want to start with, and which question we would like to ask to Mr. Keshe. Can you hear me or not? Anyway, my reception is really bad, so please welcome, and you are all invited. Can you hear me, or is bad reception?
You're just starting to break up there now, Stefania. Okay, we need to wrap things up here, so
Yeah,
we're running
finish.
over.
I have no sound on my end.
Okay, I finished. Thank you so
Mark,
much.
it's at
Thank
your end, I think. Mark, your issue's at your end, I believe. Okay, let's wrap things up unless there's any other comments or questions.
Well, this is Marie, and I just want to say that tonight there is this interview with TV Galactica, where Rafael Texteira from Brazil and myself are participating together with Rosanna from TV Galactica. So everyone is welcome. In my country, there's summertime, so it's my 12 o'clock CET, but I don't know if that is CET actually, 12, if it's 11 or 12 anymore. But in a couple of hours. Thank you.
Okay, they've changed to CEST now, the summertime equivalent to CET. So people have to adjust their local times in accordance. Okay, is there anything else that we need to look at now? See, I'm also having trouble with my internet, and I've got a crow, sorry, a rooster crowing here now too, which you can probably hear in the background. Okay, this probably indicates it's time to wrap things up here. Mark's saying the sound is lost the last 3 or 4 minutes.
So thank you for Thank you for hosting this show for us, Rick. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you to the Universal Council and to all the people that contribute to making this show possible. Okay, I think we'll wrap it up. There is the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group, which starts at 7 a.m. Central European Time on Wednesday, March 31st. And of course, we have the Knowledge Seekers Workshop coming up on Thursday. That will be April 1st, 2021. And that's at 9 a.m. Central European Time, Central European Summer Time, that is. Okay, thank you everyone for joining us here in the 163rd One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace on Tuesday, March 30th, 2021. And we'll be back again next week at the same time and place for another 1N, 1P, 1R workshop, as we call it. Okay, bye for now, everyone. See you next time around.